on Roland Martin, and he started talking sense now. Yeah, I dissed him for supporting Hillary Clinton because, you know, I voted for Gary Johnson. And that was an episode about a white Protestant. Key word. There's one thing I hate that it was excluded. The word Protestant was not. Evangelicals are more white than evangelical. And I have to agree, yes, they are. One thing I get tired, I'm an ex-Protestant, and I'm not a perfect Catholic Christian, but I thank God that I came to the church that Jesus founded in Matthew 16. They brought the keys from Isaiah 22. 15:22, he gave to Peter, the key to the house of David. And the word Pope, we give it in the Bible, that means Father. In Isaiah 22, verses 21, he said, Father inhabitants. So when Jesus gave them, and I ain't perfect, but I noticed when Jesus gave the keys to Peter in Matthew 16, changed his name, he became the Pope because he will be the Father inhabitants, just like, you know, in Isaiah 22. He, the house of David, and the keys of heaven are the same thing. And they represent authority. They say, I give you authority and responsibility. The King James verb, no, the original word is authority, okay? Responsibility is like authority. So anyway, you know, so a lot of people don't, many of our African American people in America, not all. I went to churches mostly, there was African American descended, Creole, black, French Creole, dark skin, light skin, you know, whatever. But we're those in the African American community who are Catholic, who are also mixed race, dark, and, you know, light, whatever. Some of us African descent, purity from there. We're the minority when it comes to the African American community. It's mostly Protestant. A lot of the Protestant views come from white Anglo-Saxon Protestant Christianity, okay, especially the conservative side. So when they say white evangelicals are more white than evangelical, I have to agree with that as an ex-Protestant who, and I mean, I do not like Protestants. I don't like what Luther did. Peter's talks about, and I'm not trying to be perfect. I know my scripture. I don't act at all. I'm not going to, and I don't try to live perfect for no human. You know what I'm saying? If I do it, I'll do it for my God, or most of all, and I do it for myself as well. That Peter is one that I'm glad as a Catholic I found these verses. Peter warned people with the source of scripture on destruction. That's what happened in the presentation with Nate Parker's presentation with Nat Turner. The people made their own interpretation of scripture here in the United States, and it came from white Anglo and everything. Luther took the Bible, got rid of the sacred tradition. Tradition is defined by St. Paul in the 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 14-15, about hold fast to these traditions. That's why we have such tradition. The church is a pillar of the foundation. That's First Timothy chapter 3:15. And Protestants don't believe that in the Bible is the pillar of the foundation. No, the Bible says the church is the same church that Jesus found rock of Peter, the keys gates of hell will not prevail against it. I mean, the teaching would not be distorted. Don't mean that people be bad. Matthew 13 talks about the good fish and bad fish, and Peter, well, one time was a bad fish and changed life around, and Judas was a bad fish till he died, okay? So, it's silly to how these people, you know, that I mean, when I became Catholic and went through the anti-Catholicism later on, I started to read more biblical, you know. And so what was missing in the Roland Martin thing is that white people who are Protestant, and many African American people, butt dancing, cooning preachers in Protestantism, copycat their behavior. That's why I tried to make a video and I had a short time to talk about this. Tina Campbell praising, you know, for Mary defending Trump. Okay, the idea of, you know, so when I see this as an ex-Protestant, I know when an African-American person, especially those in my family that I don't talk to, they're talking like a slave on a plantation, you know, me being part Creole, I'm proud of it because some of our people are ashamed of our family. The Creoles, yeah, there were bad Creoles who were color struck, but you had Creoles who were not. You had Creoles who were free. You had Creoles that had their own stuff, who defended civil rights. And then I talk about during Black History Month. You know, they had free people of color who in Louisiana. And they didn't let white Anglo-Saxon Protestants affect them. White Anglo-Saxon Protestant racism affect them. The Ku Klux Klan were anti-Catholic. They were white Anglo-Saxon Protestant people. Conservative Protestants, should I say. Many of the preachers in the South were part of the Ku Klux Klan. Okay? They don't talk about that. And this is the South. This is sort of the Bible Belt. If it was so much a Bible Belt, there wouldn't be no racism, there wouldn't be no Jim Crow. You wouldn't have there were lynchings and white men raping sisters during slavery and after slavery. Okay, let's get that straight. I'm talking about the black man raping a white woman. It was a reverse. There were relations too, because they got killed by Ku Klux Klan. So to Roland Martin, this is nothing new. A lot of white conservative Protestant people, I'm sorry to say not all, but many of them who are raised, they were racist. They used the gospel and distorted it to defend their racist argument. You know? Yeah, there are Catholics who are racist, but in our faith, and I ain't perfect, that's why I ain't being racist. That's not, and I know I'm a sinful person, but not hating on nobody because everybody, and I'm glad, I'm not happy I went through drama in my life. I complain about it, but at the same time, I have to be glad that God let me have my family stab me in the back, let all races done me wrong, so I wouldn't have that mentality, and also have mixed heritage to remind me that I can't hate anybody since I'm African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, and Irish, and American. That's my background, you know, as I've done research. It might be more other things. People say, like one person, they're different, and it's because that one drop rule ignored the non-black of me, so they can dehumanize me if I have one drop of black blood. That's called like it is. So this is nothing new about them supporting Trump. Dude, do your research. Like I said, the white Anglo-Saxon conservative people they were the Democrats. Yeah, they flipped side when Kennedy became Democrat, and it was against Kennedy being a president because he was Catholic, and he actually was for the African-American people. His wife, Jacqueline, I mentioned this before, Michelle Obama, not the first partial black woman, because she's also mixed with white too. Jacqueline Kennedy had black DNA and told New York people, the geology library, they said it was Jewish, but she at the same time defended black civil rights. Yeah, her and Martin can't get along, but that's a whole other subject. At the same time, the yellow bone sister who passed what's happened to her people while she married to a white man, okay? You know, that's why I said John's my role model. Not only he's Irish, like Irish, but he's also a Paul Black. God dog it, okay? He's like a white man, so did my ancestors. Some of my ancestors are white, a person. I wouldn't be here, they wouldn't be if they was here, okay? But point is, the white Anglo Protestant people make their own interpretation of the Bible, just like Luther did. And Peter was against that in the scriptures. It taught about personal interpretation of scripture and no prophecy. 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 21, chapter 1, verses 20 and 21, and the third chapter of 2 Peter, verses 15 to 17, that personal interpretation of scripture and no prophecy, to be on your guard. And that's why when they preach, they love to dominate. A lot of the white people, it's good to come to Christ, y'all, of any color, but they sure love to go to the gang members and thugs, charlos in the community of African American Hispanic community, and try to dominate them. You know, and they always trying to teach the people of color to forgive, but then they don't even want to forgive when something happened. Then when an African American produced in their family or Hispanic produced, they want the electric chair, they want all that stuff goes out the window. You know. So so that's when the 4 people did that to the African American who beat the young man up in Chicago. Ain't none of white evangelicals on social media go up to these people who making Klan statements about them and monkey statements and stuff. A lot of white Anglo-Saxon Protestant people who are conservative have always made racial expletive. Even when they had the civil rights movement, Pat Robinson for the 700 Club was against Dr. Martin King. So was Jared Falwell when he died, and I feel sorry for Jared Falwell. A lot of, when I started, it was 20 years ago when I almost lost my faith because I did not too much know when I became Catholic. I wasn't too much into it after I converted. And someone who was Latino, who was anti-Catholic, tried to get me to be Protestant again. And I was like, well, I still would go back and say, well, skipping the church was founded by Jesus. It couldn't be bad because these other churches, where they came from. And I found out that after the Reformation, that's what Luther did, being his own interpretation, and everybody followed. That's why in Protestant, there's no unity of belief. Jesus wanted all be one. That's what us as a Catholic, and Catholic means universal due to the last verses of Matthew, preach to all, baptize all nations, okay? Katholikos in Greek. And now when I debate with these white racist people here in Texas, and I start bringing this down, you're a Greek, because my faith, I went beyond what I was told in Catholic, I go to Catholic school, because Catholic, we call it a catechism class in African races, because even though you have some white people in our church here in America, because like they said, American Catholicism is definitely not like Roman Catholicism. Many of them adapt to it, and I have debated white people who are in my faith try to adapt to white and surprising attitude. Do not show the Matthew 25. A prime example that Matthew 25 verse of here is not because the church is that they don't apply those doctrines in their own personal life. The Houston Diocese in Houston do not practice 82 of Psalms here. So that, and their attitude is defending. That's why many people do leave the Catholic Church, because these priests do not teach apologetics. They do, even those of color, don't do exactly what they're told. I swear, if I was the Pope Francis up in here, I would actually excommunicate a lot of priests. It's not about sex scandal, because sex scandal goes in Protestant. They keep that undercover, as well. Actually, the whooping percent of Protestant ministers guilty of sex abuse, crimes against children than Catholic. They don't report it on news because, once again, America is a white, historically is a white Anglican Protestant country. Okay, so to get mad about and get shocked that they vote for Trump, are you serious? Are you serious, y'all? I'm not shocked, because they have a ideology of whiteness, being they the one who was teaching that mess during slavery in the United States. You can go by the Catholicism in Latin America. At least the nuns taught the slaves to read. When Nat Turner, by white Protestant slave master, taught him to read the Bible only, and tried to distort the meaning of it, to Nat Turner started reading about don't be submitted to Galatians chapter 5, don't submit yourself to yoke of slavery and all other stuff, and false prophet. They started beating him when they start to go beyond what he was taught. Okay, and people don't know that's the whole reason why they try to take it off the market and try to get in a part about a rape case that happened a long time ago that he didn't get tried for, but his friend did. Okay, but they try to bring that up because the fact of the driving force was religion being distorted during slavery. And a lot of the people of African ethnicity, butt dancing coons in the Protestant faith, and I said, talking about the conservative ones, they're the ones who make their own rules, store the scriptures, put their own interpretation, their own thoughts. They try to control people. They try to put that demonic, tyrant God interpretation of God gonna punish you. In Luke 6, Jesus, who is God, tell you not to ever condemn or to judge you, or you be judged or condemned. So, it's silly that y'all didn't do your research, that they didn't support the civil rights movement. It were Catholics who supported the civil rights movement. It was Protestant liberals who were white and moderate, moderate Protestant, mainline Protestant ministers. A few people who are white ancestors and conservative Protestant in the South supported the civil rights movement. The Southern Baptist Church, a lot of people are Baptists, and I'm an ex-Baptist, because the Southern Baptist Convention supported slavery, while the American Baptist Church in the North didn't agree with slavery. That's why they split in the South. And also the Baptist Church was founded by John Smith with the Y in 1609 in England. So really, I didn't do y'all research. That's all I have to say.